All right, it is time to welcome my live guests on this week's show, Rick and Genevieve from Lower. Hey guys.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, we're really excited to be here.
So yeah, I discovered your music from the Glastonbury Emerging Talent Contest, which I had to listen through to like a whole spreadsheet of music. And your track, instantly, I just kept putting it it was in my top 3 and I just kept coming back to it. And then in the end, I had to vote 3 through to the long list and I included you guys. Yeah. So thanks for making the beautiful music.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we it was a good little ego boost, wasn't it, when we got the Glastonbury? Because I think you, in this sort of creative process, you apply to so many different things and just kind of get used to like, you know, doing it sort of just in case, not expecting anything. And then when we got it, we were mega chuffed. So we're really grateful. Yeah.
So tell me how did Lower start? I don't know the sort of band story of.
Shall I go?
Yeah.
I'll go. Yeah. So about 10 years ago, which shows our age, we were both at Goldsmiths in Southeast London, and I went to like a songwriting club on a lunchtime, and I played this song, and this guy came up to me afterwards and was like, I really like your music, and then kind of ran away, and I was like, sorry, what? And then we started playing music together, and I think you were so encouraging of my songwriting, and I'd never really had that before, and through that we formed this friendship, and we've played music together ever since. And initially we were like, Rick was playing music, playing keys and lots of different stuff on my solo stuff, and then we started writing together more like 50-50 and realised that we had this other sound that is quite different from my stuff and is different from your stuff, and it's like its own thing. And then we were both really obsessed with this band called Hajira.
Oh, okay.
And there's a guy called Sam Best who was in that band and is a pianist and a producer, and yeah, we kind of stalked him, didn't we? We were like, please will you work with us? And then we started working with him as the producer, and that really shaped the sound as well. So Sam's kind of the third member in lots of ways, and then his project, the Verdant Spring, really took off after that. So
the Verdant Spring, I've heard of it.
Yeah. So so that's kind of, I think, where we are now. Yeah.
And because you only started really releasing Lower tunes beginning of 2024, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's quite new, actually.
It is quite new.
In the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, it's super new. It's taken us a while. I think we just spent a really long time trying to find what the sound was as a recorded form, you know, and now it took a while to be happy with it, and now I think we're just really proud of it. And we wanted, you know, the way releasing works now, you can kind of release something and then it's like, oh, did that even happen? So we just wanted to take our time with each track, and that's what we've done. We just released it really slowly, and got some pals to make remixes, and they've all been really beautiful, and kind of through that built this little family around it as well with Limo Limo, the record label that we're releasing with. Yeah, and the whole thing comes out tomorrow, so this is perfectly timed.
Timed. So there's a new EP coming out, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is it the Almost in My Reach EP? No. That's the touch.
We gave it that title because we thought that was the song that most like encapsulates the feeling of the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I played that on the show a few weeks ago now, when you guys sent it to me, and then I couldn't tell you that I'd put you forward on the Glastonbury thing.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. I'll just heart that in my DM. But
love that.
The track that I heard, when the first track I heard from you was actually Hard Down Low, which it's just so beautiful. Talk to me about making kind of somber music but that just hits you in your feels.
Do you want to talk about that?
I think you're probably better placed to
okay, fine. Yeah, I think we both as personalities are probably quite an interesting mix of like somber and very silly. And we're not afraid of going into the depths, and I think when we write together that comes out a bit, you know. We've both, maybe it's the deep friendship as well, and like a long time of knowing each other. I think that, and we both talk a lot about like existential troubles and the state of the world, and somehow that comes out in the music too. But then I hope at the core of it is the idea that, you know, that there's a lot to be hopeful about as well. Yeah,
that's what I kind of got from the track. It was like this beautiful sense of hope, but also just this like somberness. I guess like that's what you're saying about just being able to go there and be deeply raw and vulnerable with each other because you know each other and you have this amazing foundation of friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not something I think you realize over time that it's a rare thing you got to like find those people in life, don't you, that you can go there with without fear. And I think that is what we want from music as well, is to like create that space where people can be more honest and more authentic with each other. Yeah.
And then there's kind of like these lush electronics that come in, and then there's also the Magpies Adam remix, which is more flexing into the electronic territory, a little bit bonobo, a little bit quartet vibes.
Totally.
So it's like the meeting of the two.
Yeah.
So who is it of you guys that brings the electronic bit? Is that the third member?
I think we're both quite into it, and I think with Sam's able to like create the things that we're like. Sometimes I'm like, it needs to sound like a ship from far away, underwater, and he's like, okay, like sometimes you know what you want, and it's hard to bring it to life. So Sam's definitely pushed us more in that direction.
Yeah, he's definitely brought a lot of that. And then obviously with these remixes, it's so amazing because you start to see what it could be and what it could have been, and these sort of like reimaginings that kind of take us into new places, like new possibilities. It's the same with the string arrangement at the end of Almost in My Reach. Like that feels like it's always been, like it's always existed.
Yeah.
But actually, we only had that right at the end, just before we sort of mixed it. So it was like it sort of changed the whole feeling of that ending. It was amazing. Yeah,
definitely. And Eden is an amazing artist, and they're actually going to be doing the support for our launch show on the 4th of June. So it's nice to like bring everyone together and Eden, everything Eden touches turns to gold. It's like completely amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so you're very excitedly going to perform 2 tracks.
Yeah.
So are you guys ready to do one? And which one are we going to start with?
We're going to start with Almost in My Reach.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can say about it, about the making of it, or just about the kind of what inspired it?
Yeah. We wrote this one quite a long time ago, and I think it came from a place of thinking about endings, both like personal endings and also this kind of sense of an ending that I think we're all experiencing in different ways existentially. And and it kind of came out in this one, didn't it? Yeah. It was like it was doing something else. The song came.
It would just arrive. That's what's happened with this and Hard Download. It's just like it just came sort of fully formed,
which is really nice.
Sort of drops out of the sky.
Yeah, you're like, thank you.
We're just vessels.
Thank you. Yeah. You've got to be on the platform when the train arrives. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, well, this is Lower, LOA, if you want to search them out. This is Lower performing on Soho Radio.
Almost in my reach, I felt joy flooding into me. The lines of your face, a map I could trace. The silence, a canyon, lean into me, lean into me. everything hardens after such a fall. The ground cracking open, I unfurl every word that we have spoken. Unfurl every moment starts reversing. It's all gonna end before I'm ready. 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 It's all gonna end before I'm
So that was Lower performing Almost in My Reach, the lead track off the new EP in the studio. That sounded so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Rick and Genevieve are in the studio. Yeah, I love it. It's just so...
Yeah, it takes a moment, doesn't it, after that one to be like,
yeah.
Okay.
Back
in the room.
Yeah. Back to reality. So you both live in London, but opposite, sort of southeast and north.
Yeah.
So yeah, how have you been in London a long time, and has that been part of kind of starting this band and playing little venues and things here and there?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Preston, so up north, not far from Manchester, and Jen's from Edinburgh. We met at Goldsmiths, so we've both been here like over 10 years now.
Time.
And I think writing wise, I suppose we did a bit more when I was in
South.
I moved to South London. I crossed the river. I moved to South London.
You come out in a rash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it took a while.
Struggle.
I did struggle.
You're like, what is this place?
Yeah. So I did like 3 years in Deptford, where there's a lot of like Goldsmiths, and it's just you bump into musicians when you go and get a coffee and go and do shopping, which is amazing. But yeah, I've moved back because my studio sort of space and a lot of my work is in North London. So now we cross the river. We cross the river on a regular basis to do our writing. We make it work.
I think being here has influenced our work a lot, because I think that for all of its difficulties, there is always more to discover, and so many amazing artists, and actually, I think counter to what a lot of people think, a lot of openness, and I think a lot of the people that we've worked with, it's happened because we've gone to their shows, and then afterwards you get chatting and you're like, maybe we should do something. And, I think there is still that spirit of like quite kind of sort of an intense creativity, like people want to make things, they want to make things happen. And so I think it's had a big influence on us. But also I think it's interesting in the music, I think for both of us being from quite rural places. Like I grew up initially in a village outside of Edinburgh. I think we're often thinking about landscapes, and like when we talk about the textures and the sounds, we kind of are often thinking about like big skies, and in our visuals we're kind of always wanting to bring that in. So there is that sense of like where we came from, I think, in the music as well. And that's how the
nature, getting in the nature,
bringing the nature,
and then the urbanness of the city and the daily grind of London. But I know what you mean. Because I've lived in London ever since I left uni, so like 17 years or whatever. Yeah. And I always feel like London's the best place in the world, as long as you can have those little breaks, as long as you can have some trips out, or like just to go and have the reset and then come back and sort of feel it again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like being around that like bustle. And like you say, yeah, there is a community. Like if you know, when you do music and everyone, because it's so hard and it's such a hustle, people really do come together.
You've got to love it.
Yes.
Like you wouldn't do it unless you were obsessed.
No.
You've got to be obsessed, otherwise you give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's it been like then, sort of just like seeing these tracks connect with people, and you've had, you know, some plays on big radio stations and things like that, you know, is it nice to see that it's reaching some people?
Oh my God, totally. It's like
incredible.
Yeah, it's really, really, and it's grown slowly in a way that feels really organic. Like people being like, oh yeah, I heard that track on, or I don't know, it just, there is that sort of, if you've been doing it for 10 years, then you just go in with no expectations and you're like, you just want to share it with people. But I think it is really encouraging, and it makes us just want to do more.
Yeah, and the music's arrived so slowly. Like we started writing this in 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Like, and then we started recording with Sam in 2021.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been such a slow thing that I feel like I care so much about these songs, and you can kind of hear some of that in them. It's like really delicately held. That when it's like, by the time you get to release it on the radio or have it on streaming platforms, it's like, well, I'm just really proud of it.
Yeah.
And so then what, and it's really amazing having people come back to us, do these remixes or hear it on the radio and be like, oh wow, you know, it's connecting with people in ways that I probably couldn't have imagined or thought of, which is
exactly.
Yeah. So what else can we expect from the EP then? These two tracks that, well, Hard Down Low and Almost in My Reach. With your head, what's the the rest like?
Do you want to talk about In Reverse or?
No, go on, you go.
Okay,
you go.
So the amazing person who did the string arrangement for Almost in My Reach kind of like went with that and has made this other track that sort of sits between everything called In Reverse, which is like, for us, was like the completing piece of the EP. And then also on there's Hold On and Magpies, both of which are out. So it's kind of, wrapping it up, I guess, in a little ribbon in reverse. Yeah,
I suppose because of streaming, like all the tracks are out almost, and then there's this one last one. And the amazing thing about that one is, like you said, it's Ari's string arrangement, but a lot of the process of making was about taking things that we'd already we basically recorded all the songs live. So it's just me and Jen playing. That's like the basis, and then, which we wouldn't normally do, we'd normally go click track, but it was like, no, the feeling is what is going on between the two of us performatively. And then we took a lot of those things and then just basically processed them at some studio through space echoes and different fun things, and really like messed with them and then brought them back in. And that's kind of what happened with In Reverse. Is it's basically just a mash of the string arrangement from Almost in My Reach that didn't make it. So it was kind of almost this happy accident where we sent it around some things. And
that's true. I hadn't thought about the fact that is unusual now, isn't it? That we played and sang at the same time when we recorded everything, and I think that has given it that feeling of intimacy and like and it's very real. And most of the takes that we chose as well, I think, were like complete takes. You know, we weren't kind of cutting between, which is unusual in this life these days. Yeah.
Sort of like a hodgepodge of like 70 tracks all in one.
Yeah.
But it's like keeping that live feel and that live energy that comes through.
Exactly.
And then what else is in the works? Like, are you writing another EP? Is there another EP on the go? Are you working up to an album? What are you thinking?
Well, it takes time to get the shit together, as it were, if I can say that on the radio. But we have a kind of covers EP on the go, because we started doing these covers in our live shows. We did a little residency at SJQ in Dalston. Yeah. And through that we were like, oh, this is actually a vibe, taking like Joni Mitchell and Radiohead and really like different things that we love from across, and reimagining them, and working with Alex Reeve, whose project's called Idiophone. He's also on Limo Limo. Yeah, to create a little covers EP, so that's on the way.
Which Radiohead track?
That's a secret.
Just that was a secret.
Yeah.
My favourite ever.
Yeah, the best ever.
My favourite ever.
The best ever. Can't be beaten. And we're always writing new stuff. We kind of try and write a few days a week, a few days a month together.
And we're going back in the studio with Sam at the start of June, hopefully, to record the next EP for our writing as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So next year.
Loads going on.
Yeah.
Fab. Okay, well, we're going to hear another track. So which one are you going to do now?
We're gonna play Hard Down Low.
Hard Down Low.
Yeah, your fave.
Yeah.
For you.
And anything that springs to mind about this?
Oh, it's just like a... yeah, it feels a bit like a hymn, like a kind of secular hymn, or like a keep going kind of song but I still love it, and we've played it a million times, which is nice. It's not always the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Lower playing Hard Down Low live in session on Soho Radio.
Heart down low, keep your head down, try to keep going. Though you don't know the distance, speaking softly to the dark, 'cause you can't say it if there's anybody listening. Wrap it up in a red ribbon, bury it close, carefully hidden. None of this will be the same before you know it. Catching your reflection, speaking boldly to yourself, trying to believe it. The good advice you're always given. Wrap it up in a red ribbon, bury it close, carefully hidden. Heart down low, keep your head down, try to keep going. Though you don't know the distance, speaking boldly to yourself, trying to believe it. The good advice you're always giving. Heart down low, keep your head down. Heart down low, keep your head down. Try to keep going. Try to keep going.
That sounded so beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thanks for
having
having
me.
us.
Lower in session, Genevieve and Rick in the studio. Oh, so nice to meet you guys, and thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for
Pleasure.
having me.
Thanks for
Tell
having
us about this live show, because just before you go, there is a live show coming up,
There's
right?
a live show. We're doing an EP launch at Stoke Newington Old Church on the 4th of June.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are going live tomorrow, so if you follow loa.band on Instagram, then you'll see the link and everything. like that.
Yeah.
And it's quite small, so we'd love to pack it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we should say, I mean, this is a sort of stripped back version of it, so that will be with the full kind of
the full vibes.
Yes. Yeah. But not that was heaven, but yeah, it'll be the full lower experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, everyone get down to that, and thank you once again. I've loved meeting you, and
Thanks for having us.
keep us posted when you've got new tracks.
Will do.
Yeah.
All right.